Remember, this is the 100 days of the last quarter of the year to reach our fitness goals. So September 22nd to December 31st makes 100 days. And I'm at home. It's a Sunday, and I'm on my deck, chilling, laying back, and I figured I'd shoot a video. You know, everyone should be home, you know, after church and whatever activities we had in the morning. And this I want to discuss the tips to, or 7 ways to reach your weight loss goals. Okay. For number one, I'll give you a little background on me for those who don't know a lot about, you know, where I come from or what I base my opinion and expertise off of. I'm a bodybuilding fan, been a bodybuilding fan pretty much all my life, as long as I can remember from knee high. And I competed in 4 shows, and my brother also is a bodybuilder. His first show was in 1989. And one thing about bodybuilders, even though I know, you know, most of y'all guys don't want to be a bodybuilder, that's it when working out, it is bodybuilding, but it's bodybuilding competitions or bodybuilding sport takes it to a whole nother level. But if you're working out and you're building muscle, or you're trying to tone up, which is kind of like building muscle and losing fat, that's technically bodybuilding. And when you compete for shows or compete in shows, and you're going through the process of strict dieting, hard, intense training, trying to stay focused the whole time, it's hard. It's really hard. And anyone, if you'll learn that through mostly all the gyms, most of the trainers has some bodybuilding background or competed in some show. And the reason why is because they had to come up with a perfect workout program and diet program to get them to that point where they're on stage, to that peak day. And they can empathize. Not only do they can stick to a routine, not only can they train extremely hard or take it to the next level, they can empathize with going hungry, you know, or having cravings and you're trying to fight the cravings, and working out when you don't want to. So that's why most of the time, most personal trainers or fitness trainers do have a bodybuilding background. Even my brother has a gym in Georgia, Body by Inches. He can, like I mentioned earlier, he's been competing since 1989. He's 56 and still competes to this day. And that's how he can empathize with people. That's how he can, me or him or pretty much many others out there. Most of the time, if we recommend a workout program or a diet program, it's something we probably tried ourselves, especially me. So I'm coming from experience, and when you come from apart from experience, is I can give you my opinion on something, and it's not something I just read from a book. It's something I applied, and if it worked, I threw it out. If it did, I use it to help my clients. And that's pretty much why I do what I do. So for number one of the 7 ways to reach your fitness goals, is approach number 1 is, you know, you gotta approach each day with perspective. So in other words, you're going to fall off the bandwagon sometimes, and some of you guys might have went away for vacation. Some of you guys might have went to the beach and cookouts and ate things you shouldn't have ate or whatever, and fell off the bandwagon and said forget it. Well, don't do that. Life is all about progression and regression. So if you fall off the bandwagon, get right back on it and keep moving forward. If you fall off again, get right back and keep moving forward, because it's not going to be perfect. It's going to be sloppy, especially at first. And that's what it's all about. You know, it's not perfection, it's consistency. And that's the difference. So don't beat yourself up if you fall off. Don't don't be hard on yourself. Just forgive yourself, get back up there, and keep moving forward. If you fall off, get back up there and keep moving forward. And that's probably the tip number one why most people don't reach their fitness goals, because they fall off and they just say, forget about it. I'm not gonna do it. I can't do it. It's too hard. And you know, they too hard on themselves, and they think that like the people that's you know do the shows or the top-notch athletes don't mess up and don't make mistakes. They do, trust me, but they don't worry about the mistakes. They stay focused on the prize, and they keep going towards that vision that they have in their mind, and they don't worry about the accidents and the mishaps. Okay, number two, you got to pick a diet that's good for you, and diet is key. Diet is probably 80% of any weight loss goal. I don't care. You can't outwork a bad diet. I don't care how hard you work out. If your diet is crappy, you're not going to get really good results. So stay consistent on your diet, and I always preach this: consistency is key. You don't have to have the perfect diet, but have a decent diet. And what I recommend for most of my clients is MyFitnessPal, especially starting off, because you can still eat basically what you've been eating, except it's going to be in moderation. You're going to have and most of you that don't know what MyFitnessPal is, it's an app you can download on your phone. It's a free app, and it pretty much calculate. You put in your goals of what you want to get by a certain point, or what weight you want to be by a certain point, and what your weight is, and it pretty much calculate what calories you should be eating per day to reach that goal. And you can pretty much eat. And I always recommend that you eat clean, and you eat the best foods possible. You know, nutritionally dense foods. Don't eat cookies and donuts. But yeah, and when you track your, because it's all about weight loss, it's all about calories in versus calories out. And you know, if you stay consistent within those calories, then you're pretty much gonna lose weight, because it's a no-brainer, and pretty much everyone knows this. If you're taking less calories than you're expending, or you know, something in that perspective, then you're gonna lose weight. You know, unless you got some type of diabetes, like you're taking an insulin, or you got some type of thyroid problem. Other than that, if everything's pretty much functioning normally, then you'll lose weight. It's just the point of having enough protein, having enough carbohydrates, depending on your body structure, your body type, and taking in plenty of fruits and vegetables. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. And let's see, find out what diet, what workout program works for you. I'm talking about as far as, you know, weight training program and cardio. You want to have your cardio and workout pretty much in balance. You want to be, you know, maybe a 50-50. You don't want to do all cardio. And I struggle with this with most of the ladies. They want to default to cardio. And just to give you a tip on just doing cardio without any, you know, you're trying to exclude weights because you think you're gonna get big and bulky or get muscular like a guy. That's not going to happen, because for one, women don't produce testosterone, which is a must to building muscle. So you can work out hard as you like, you will not look like a man, and that's what most women concerned about. Unless you're taking male testosterone, you're not going to build manly muscle or look like a man. That's women. If you see women like that, most likely she's for competition. Most likely she is taking male testosterone. So one reason why you don't want to do just cardio is because your body is designed to function where whatever's not using it's gonna just kind of like get rid of. So in other words, it operates on optimal efficiency. So I'll give you an example. If you're not using certain rooms in your house, what you do, you cut the lights off, right? Because you're trying to be efficient. You don't want to use up electricity that's unnecessary and paying an unnecessary bill. Well, your body's the same way. If you're not using muscle, well, guess what? Your body's going to get rid of it. And the thing about it is, muscle is very important to your metabolism. muscle is living tissue and it uses calories. So if you got two women and both of them are 150 pounds, but one has much more muscle than the other, well, the one that has more muscle will burn much more calories doing the same exact activity just because of the muscle mass versus the one that doesn't have muscle, even though they're the same exact weight. That's just the way it is. So that woman can get away with eating more food. She can get away with working out less because she has more muscle, which burns more calories even sitting still. So that's why you always want to keep your muscle. Not only that, muscle is your looks. When you're, for you know, the older ladies, when you were a teenager, 16, 17, 18 years old, whatever, well, that's probably the best shape structurally you may have had. But that's because it was muscle, not fat per se. So muscle is your shape. Fat is not. Fat is blobberish. Fat is something you have to form, but it's not really shape. So you don't want to be fat. You want to have muscle density, no matter what your weight is, and it's healthy and it keeps you strong. So never exclude cardio. So in other words, to make a long story short, keep your cardio and your strength training or your weight resistance in balance. Never exclude cardio and never exclude weight training. Both of them is in balance. So cardio, weight training, diet is key. Keep that balance in there and find out what works, and you pretty much on point. Okay, this is important one too. Get enough sleep. And it's hard for your moms out there, even dads, when you got families and you got kids, and you going back and forth to baseball practice, soccer practice, and basketball, and you run yourself ragged, and you get home late at night or working late, and you can't get enough sleep. But sleep is key. Your recovery and anything that changes in your body is pretty much when you get dormant, in your dormant state, which is sleep. That's when your recovery comes. If you're not getting enough sleep, your body's going to start producing cortisol, which we all heard that hormone by now. And if you haven't, what it is a hormone that produces in your body, or that your body releases when it's stressed. It's a stress hormone. And it makes your body store body fat, and it makes your body store water weight. And you will be like a car stuck in mud. You'd be going 100 miles an hour but not getting anywhere because the wrong hormone is producing in your body, which is a stress hormone. So you don't want to be stressed. And just a side note, when I'm training a client like for a show, whatever, I don't ever want to push them to the point where their body's getting stressed even with working out. Okay, you want to get the threshold of being stressed, but you don't want to overstress the body, because same reaction, cortisol, and you would get like what we call diminishing returns. You would get where you start holding fat and water. The harder you work, the worse it is. So life is all about balance. Okay, track your progress. Tracking your progress is important. So when you start, and remember guys, when we started this 100-day challenge, I took everyone weight. And matter of fact, thanks guys, we had a huge response. I mean, people came out the woodwork, want to take their weight measurements and really get on this competition. And so you want to track your weight and your measurements, and you want to track that no more than once a week. Don't weigh yourself every single day, because you're going to drive yourself batty, because your weight always going to fluctuate. 5 to 8 pounds is normal because that's water. Fat doesn't move that fast. Water weight fluctuates all the time. So you can wake up one morning and be 150. You can wake up next morning and be 153. And ain't perfect. That really doesn't mean a whole lot in the grand scheme of things. That's just water fluctuation. That's normal. So once a week, but don't go every single day, weight or measurements. I would say once a month, once every 2 weeks, and once a month would probably be good. And you track that. and you go from there. This is my thing. I'm a spiritual guy, you know, born again believer, and I totally believe in meditation. And when I work out personally, I meditate. Now, what I mean by meditation is the mind and muscle connection. So when I'm working out, I don't do this stuff like a lot of people do. That's going through the motions of working out. Well, that's lifting weights. That's different. And I'm gonna give you an example between lifting weights and what I call weight training, which is two different things. Like I'm in my deck now, you know, and you know, facing out in the yard. Now, if I want to work in the yard, or if I'm working in the yard and I'm moving a cinder block from point A to point B, well, I'm not weight training at that point. I'm lifting a weight from point A to point B. That means I might incorporate any muscle in my body to get the job done. That's totally different. When I'm in the gym and say I'm doing curls, when I curl, I'm focusing on the bicep, which is here, and I'm not trying to incorporate and engage any other muscles in my body. I'm trying to focus on that muscle, and my mind is steady focused on squeezing and contracting. I want a long stretch, full extension, and then squeeze all the way up to a contraction, and I'm focused on that. My mind is focused on what I'm doing, and I'm actually meditating on it. I'm not thinking about what I'm going to eat when I'm done. I'm not thinking about what Susie or Johnny is doing over there. That's their business. Right now, I'm focusing on what I'm doing, and my mind is really engaged in my body, and that's a form of meditation, you know. And not only that, it breaks the train of thought from the day. So if you worked all day and you get to the gym and you work with that type of intensity, you're gonna break a train of thought. So if you had a bad day, you know what? Once you start focusing on things like that, it breaks the train of thought that you had all day. You know, whatever it was. By the time you leave the gym, you're gonna be a new person, because your mind is gonna be on something totally different. It's gonna be totally renewed in a sense. So that's the thing. And not only that, you want to keep your mind. You don't want to work out haphazardly. So in other words, always think about what you're doing. One thing about competitors or athletes, everything is intentional. It's not haphazardly. We tend to, or the average person tend to like just go through the motions and not understand that it's a function behind it. And every time a person, like whatever it is, athlete or whatever, they're focusing on what they're doing to build whatever they're building up to get them closer to whatever they're trying to get to. So each workout is intentional. Each workout is intense. It's not like something, okay, let me get this over with so I can go and, you know, eat some bonbons or whatever. It's intentional. You know, they're focused. You know, and that's the way you got to be. It's a form of meditation and intention. When you go home and every time you get ready to fix something, you got to think in your mind, is this meal or is this what I'm going to eat is going to take me to my goal or whatever I envision in my mind? If it's not going to take you there, then you should choose something else. If this workout or whatever I'm doing at the point is not going to take me there, then I'm doing the wrong thing. That's a form of meditation and being intense, or not really intense, but you know, keeping your mind focused on what you're doing. Everything's intentional, you know, if that makes sense. And I want y'all guys, you know, to comment and let me know what you think, and whatever you know, crazy theories and stuff we have out there, because we're going to research this thing together, because it's going to be a dialogue. It's not be a monologue. It's not going to be, you know, just what I think or what I'm talking. It's one thing that's really messing up weight loss and people actually reaching their goals is all this gibberish out there, all this noise, because you got, I mean, pretty much the supplement industry is a billion dollar industry, and people is always trying to sell you something, and they're always giving you half truths and to sell a product, which is, their product is really not going to get you where you want to go. See, supplements is just, not to go off on a tangent, but supplements is exactly what it is. It's to supplement your diet. Supplements will not get you where you need to go. you got to focus on food, and then supplements is there to fill the gap if you can't get to wherever. And we'll get to that in later videos too. It's just so much to cover that I'm just giving y'all guys an overview on what's on my heart right now. And last but not least, number 7, don't give up. This is probably the number one thing that why people don't really reach their fitness goals is because they actually give up before whatever they're doing or they plan on actually works. Weight loss or muscle gain or toning up, whatever your goals are out there, it's not going to happen overnight. You figure if you're 30 pounds overweight, heck, you didn't gain that 30 pounds in a month. You didn't gain the 30 pounds in 2 weeks. You probably gained the 30 pounds or the 40 or 50 pounds over a number of years. So you can't, it's only fair to think about it. You're not going to lose it, and if you do lose it that fast, it's not good, because you're going to have a lot of loose skin, and it's going to be really unhealthy too. So you take your time. It's a lifestyle, because if you eat right and if you work out right, losing weight is the byproduct. When I work out, I don't work out about how to lose weight. I work out because that's what I enjoy doing. Losing weight or getting wherever my goal is, that's a byproduct of working out. That's a byproduct of eating right, because if you ate right and you worked out consistently, then you're going to reach a goal, or you're going to get close to that goal, because that's going to be the byproduct of it. You're not going to be able to help it. So, in closing, that's pretty much what we need to do. You have to be consistent, and you can't give up. Some people be right there at the threshold of something is really going to work, but then because it didn't work when they wanted it to or when they expected to, they give up. And I know it's hard. It really is hard, because if it was easy, heck, everybody walking around here, buffed or fitness model. It's not easy. If you're doing something like this and you're reaching your fitness goal, you're coming out the average, and you're not swimming in that sea of mediocrity anymore. You're not average anymore, because the average person, they're overweight, or they're struggling with it. But if you're coming out of that and you're doing something about it, then you're no longer average. You're not average anymore. You're somebody that's stepping out that average realm and into something exceptional. So guys, this is week number 1 on the 100-day weight loss challenge. You can jump in anytime. You don't have to. September 22nd was not like a cutoff, like, okay, it's closed, you can't jump. You can jump in anytime. You can jump in next week or whenever. Let me know. Just come to the gym. We take me or the staff, we take your weight or your measurements, and just to give you a little recap of what the challenge is all about. It's whoever loses the most weight or measurements. It's going to be two different contests, just to make it fair. Weight or measurements get 2 free month membership and 1 personal training session, at Key Fitness. So let me know, and you know what? Tell me what y'all guys think. Share the video, and if you like what you hear, and let me know what all the little buzz and stuff out there, whatever multi-level marketing stuff out there, and we're gonna tackle this thing and kind of like debunk it. Anyway, I see y'all guys at the gym, and I'll see y'all guys next week. And I'll be posting this video on the newsletter also. So I'll see y'all guys next Sunday at 3 o'clock. All right. See you then.